there, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk all about fountain pens. So nobody really requested this video. I just really wanted to talk to you guys about it. I am not an expert of fountain pens. I've only been using fountain pens for about 3 months, maybe 4. It might be more than that. But I just wanted to share some information with you guys because I feel like as big of a community that fountain pens have, they don't have as much of a presence in the planner world, and I want to show you why I love them for planning. So let's go through them first. Why not? Let me just show you my little mini collection here. There's not very much. And I will, of course, link anything that I can down below. So the first ones I'm going to start with are these 4. I actually bought these 4 as a set off of Amazon. I want to say it was like $11 for all 4 of them. These are extra fine, and extra fine just means that the nib on it is super tiny. So for those of you in the planner community, you might know like 0.03 or 0.3, I think it is. I'm sorry. That's what this is. So it writes really fine, and I will kind of show you guys the difference in the nibs, and I'll kind of swatch some of the inks for you so you can see some of them as well. The next ones I have here are, I got these off of Amazon as well. These are Jinhao X750s, and I bought them because a lot of people were talking them up. I mean, they were seriously hyping these pens, and I believe, don't quote me on it, I believe this is a medium nib. If any of you are fountain pen, super experienced fountain pen users, please don't come for me. I'm new. Please leave things, comments and things down below and let me know if I'm saying something wrong so everybody else can know though, because we're all about sharing information here. All right, then this is my favorite pen. This is my TWSBI Eco T, and it's just a Eco T because it is triangular. And this is in the limited edition Coral that came out this past June, maybe July. And I love this one. I mean, this thing will not, because of the triangular shape, it's not going to roll away on you. And then this is my limited edition Conklin Durograph, and this one has an OmniFlex nib. Again, I'm not going to get too into explaining things like what the nibs are and things like that. Wow, can you not focus on those pens? And things like that, because I am not an expert. I am not claiming to be an expert. I am not an expert. But I just want to share what information I do have with you guys. I love this pen. My husband bought me this for our wedding anniversary. We've been married 6 years this past August. So those are all the pens that I own. Let's see, what else should we do? Let's talk paper, so I can swatch these for you guys as well. I mean, that just makes it a little bit easier. All right, so in the fountain pen world, it is not all about what your pen looks like, what color your ink in is. It's also really important what kind of paper you write on. And I can give you a really good example of it. Let me pull my planner back out. I'm going to show you guys what it's like in just on Happy Planner paper. Okay, so this is Chamoy River paper. If you watched my flip through of my previous junk/art journal, you might have heard me mention it. I'm just going to pull out one of these little bitty sheets here because I don't want to pull out the big pack. The only thing I want to mention is this is cream colored. You can see this is white. This is cream. I like the cream because I am not a bright white kind of person when it comes to journaling. So I do have the cream color. And then let me grab just a regular old sheet of copy paper, which I've seen a lot of comments online about how people tried fountain pens because everybody said they were just so amazing and then they were disappointed. I think they were probably disappointed because they were using the wrong paper, because at first I was too. All right, so what should I do? I will just show you real simply what these pens are like and what the nib is like. I don't know if I want to do this in black. I'll do it in black because everybody needs a good black ink, right? So this is just one of the ones that I got off of Amazon. It's just a clear pen. There's nothing fancy about it. And it's got an extra fine nib on it. So please don't judge my handwriting. It is not the best. I were just to write hello. Very, very messily. Sorry about that. But you can see, whoops, that was my fault, you guys. I just refilled these. You can see how fine of a line it is. These are really, really good for drawing and writing as well. Okay, so since I did that, let me pull this to the side and get a new one. I don't like messes. I apologize. Okay, so now that we have another one here, so that black that's in there is the black that I always recommend to everybody. And this is the Noodlers Ink Bulletproof, which just basically means waterproof permanent black. So that is what that bottle looks like if you are interested in picking up a really good black ink. And these bottles are huge. I don't even know how many times I've filled my pen, and this thing is still full. Okay, let's see. I'll go ahead and just give you a rundown on what's in these other three that I got from Amazon. So this is the purple one. Again, I got these all in a pack. There's no specific name or anything to them. And this purple one here is going to be a perfect example for me to show you guys what I mean about the paper difference. So this is holding diamine purple pizzazz, and you probably can't see it in the barrel. I don't think you can. There is a little bit of shimmer to this one, and I also made a mess. I'm telling you guys, I just filled these up before this video to make sure that I had plenty. So what I'll do is I will write with it. I'll try to show you. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not, but I will insert a picture if necessary. And you can see this one is just the same as the other one. It's really, really fine. There's no variation or anything. It's just a straight line. I think a lot of people, when they think of fountain pens, they are just thinking about calligraphy, and that's not what it is, you guys. So I will go ahead and set that aside, and I will write the same exact thing on a piece of copy paper. Well, not the same thing because I didn't write it. I didn't write it in cursive, but my cursive is not doing good. My hands are shaky right now. So what I'll do is I'll try to put a side by side so that you guys can see. Basically, when it comes to this one, anything with a fine nib, it's kind of hard to see it. But if you're looking at them here, you can see on the copy paper, it's kind of just straightforward. And you can see a little bit of purple to it there. But on the Tomoya River paper, I don't even know if you can see it on camera. If you can see a little bit of a green sheen to it, there is some shimmer in this ink. You'll be able to see it better with some of the other pens. Okay, there's nothing super special about this one aside from the fact that it's one of my favorite colors. In my pink pen here, I have Lamb's barrel. And it's just a really, really pretty kind of, it's a berry color, it really is. Let's see if it shows up any differently here. Not particularly. So those look pretty similar. Not a huge difference there. Okay. And in the teal or blue one, this is one of my all-time favorite inks. This is also by Diamine. This is Aurora Borealis. And I wish I had this in one of the bigger pens or the flex nib so I could show you guys this. It's such a pretty color. I might be able to show you guys. Maybe. You might be able to see it. So if you can see it, there is a little bit of shading and color variation. So there is a lighter teal, and then as it dries, you'll see a little bit of a darker teal going on as well. As I mentioned, I'll try to put pictures in as much as I can here. But talking about like the copy paper, I don't even think I spelled that right. But you guys can see on copy paper, there's a little bit of bleeding and there's not really any color variation at all. That's why the paper matters. It really does. Okay, so that is all of those little pens that I got off of Amazon, and I will quickly just go through the other ones because I do want to do that unboxing for you guys. Okay, so in my gin house, I have two different things. In the pink one here, I have my all-time favorite ink. And this is by Diamine as well, surprise, surprise. This is Diamine Autumn Oaks. Okay, I think you can tell why I love that one. I mean, how gorgeous is that? The color variation and the shading is just beautiful. So this might be a good example here. Let's write the same. Yeah, you can definitely tell. Okay, let me put this down. So once again, let me show you. On the Chamoy river paper, or Rhodia paper, there's a lot of different kinds. You can see the different colors, you can see the shading. It's beautiful, just beautiful. On copy paper, using the same pen with the same ink, this is what we have. It's all one color. And the reason that I can figure out behind that is because the ink dries so quickly in this paper because it soaks it up. On the Tomoya river paper, it doesn't soak it in. It kind of lets it sit on top and dry, so you get a little bit more color from it. All right, and then in the purple one here, I have another ink by Noodlers, and this is Noodlers Cactus. Oops. Fruit. Can't spell. I just filled these up, so they're kind of hit or miss. Okay, so with that one, aside from the fact that I did an atrocious job of writing it, you can see the difference in color. So this one's really dark. This one's actually still drying, but you can see at the top it's kind of a lighter color and then it gets down darker. Okay, again, this is my TWSBI Eco Tea in Coral. And surprise, surprise, you guys, I have coral ink in here. So this is just diamine or diamine. Somebody please tell me the right way to say that. And again, I'm not spelling good today. I apologize. I love my TWSBI because it tends to write really, really well no matter what paper I'm writing on. And it's not scratchy at all. And that's because it's a medium nib, I believe. There's no scratchiness to it. And then I love the Diamine Coral ink because it tends to turn up pretty similar no matter what I am writing in. And then I will go over my very last one here, which is my Conklin Durograph. And the ink that is in here is, oh, it's the Lamby Azurite, I believe is how you say azurite, like, like the stone. As I mentioned, this one is a flex nib. So it allows you to put a little, oh, my head's in there, guys, sorry. It allows you to put a little bit of pressure to get some variation. So a lot of people, when they think about, fountain pens being for calligraphy, this is what a lot of people will use. And then this one does take a little bit to dry, so I'm going to set it to the side. And it's just taking a little bit to dry because there is so much ink being put down. And I would do the same exact thing, just like before, on the copy paper. Okay, so especially if you're going to be using something like an Omniflex nib, don't use copy paper. If you guys can see that, the amount of ink just causes so many issues. It just completely bled out everywhere and it looks horrible now. On the opposite side of the spectrum, when you're using the Chamoy river paper, this one is still drying. And I'll insert a picture to show you guys what this really looks like when it's dry. Gosh, I am just not doing good today. I'll show you what it looks like when it's dry because this one dries in an amazing way. Like I said, it is named Lamby Azurite, and there is a good reason for that. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you guys. I'm not going to like go through all of them because a lot of these are samples and some of these are just like my go-tos. So all 4 of these I showed you guys. They were in some of those pens that I showed you. This is my little sample container that I keep. I order a lot of samples from Goulet pens because they're so cheap and they have sales all the time, so you can really, you know, try some different things. I mean, that's a great one. That's probably not a good one to share. So this is okay, so this is the sample that I got when I tried the Aurora Borealis and fell in love with it. Obviously, I then went and bought a bottle of it. But this is just a really good way. This one's kind of, that is pretty. That one's called Ruby. I might have to try that one next when one of them starts getting low. This is a really, really good way to try different inks. So what I would recommend is get you a set of these. You know, don't go out and buy a $60, $70 pen like this one. Just go out and get you a set of these 4 off of Amazon and go on Goulet and just get you some samples and try it. These are not from Goulet. These are actually from the Truffet Inkcredible box, and I'm going to show you guys that. But real quick, this is UV ink. This glows under black light. How cool. I can try and get a picture of that for you guys. Alright, so before we pull out the box, the Truffet Inkcredible box, let me just kind of show you what it's like to write in your planner with one. Alright, so I didn't get my planner until this week, so let me go ahead and write on this page. And I'll just show you guys with one of the driest ones, and then this one because it was the wettest one, and then this one because it was right there in the middle. Just so you guys can get an idea. So this is the fine nib. And this is just happy planners, but I have never had an issue with any of my planners. They tend to make them with really, really nice paper. So you can see there's no bleeding there. There's not much in the way of color variation because the paper is still pretty absorbent, but it doesn't bleed. And you can still, you know, customize your color. So here is the TWSBI Eco T. Like I said, this one writes fantastic no matter where I'm writing with it. And then I will do the Conklin Durograph just because it does put down so much ink. So you can see, even though it's a lot of ink, this did not bleed nearly as much as it did on the copy paper. You can still use it in your planner. It's really, really good for like custom lettering and things like that. Because it is so much ink, it does take a second to dry, so if you're going to write a whole spread with this, leave it open. Set it to the side and let it dry. So I will link all of the pens. I will link Goulet down in the bottom and the Chamoy river paper if you guys are interested. But let's get into this little unboxing. So this is the Truffet, I think that's how you say it. It's right there. This is the Inkcredible pen box. And this box is $25 a month. And you typically get a pen and 7 samples of ink. Now, the first time you subscribe, you can actually get your very first box for free, you guys. I will put a link down in the description. It's a good way to get a pen, get a couple of inks to try, and see if this is for you for free. Seriously, all you have to do is if you don't like it, make sure you cancel it. So let's go ahead and get into this month's Inkcredible box. So when you open it up, it says the pen is the tongue of the mind. And then we have a little bit of stuff on top. Okay, so this is this is a coupon code, so I'm gonna set this to the side because I do keep this box. And then you have 2 kind of like menu type cards. The first one here tells us about our pen. So this pen that's in this box is a Hero 616. So I will go ahead and pull that out. All right, so this is how this came. It's just in a little bag. It's not like, you know, a pretty pen like you can get when you purchase one, but it is a fountain pen. It's, you know, it's worth a shot. And this said that it has an iridium tipped nib. And iridium just means that it's gonna make it a little bit more durable. All right, so this one's kind of styled like the other ones I showed you, where it's kind of like inside. So it almost doesn't even feel like you're writing with a fountain pen. So I'll put some ink in there after I go through all of this, and I'll try to write something with it for you guys. And then on the second card you get, it shows you the inks that are coming in your box. So let's see if we can find them here. All right, so see that there's numbered on the top like that. So this is just good old red by Jinhao. It kind of has a pinky color to it though. We'll have to swatch that and see how it looks. Stay up. Okay, number 2 is by Noodlers. I love my Noodlers. This is Dragon's Napalm. Wow, that is a vibrant color. Holy moly, you guys. I don't even know if you're seeing that or not. Nope, okay. All right. Number 3 is by Monteverde. Monteverde is the same company that owns Conklin that makes my pen. I love them as well. And this is Mango Mousse. So on the card, it looks a little bit more like mango. In the bottle, it looks kind of reddish pink. We will give it a shot. Number 4 is Visconti Green. Ooh, that's pretty. It's kind of a turquoisey green. It's not like a green. All right, number 5, we have Lamby Turquoise, which I have used, and I love this. It's a good go-to blue color. Then we have Monteverde Purple Rain, and the rain is spelled like a ruler. So I guess it's a royal type purple. It definitely looks like it. And the last thing we have here is Noodlers X Feather. I have not heard of X Feather. I do not know if X Feather is a bulletproof ink like the normal bulletproof black is, but I can do a little bit of research and I'll put it right here for you guys. All right, so that's it. That's all that's in here. Everything else is just wiggly worms. So let's grab the pen and we'll see what we can do here. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink it up. I am gonna put in this number 4 color. And this is that Visconti green, but I just think that it looks kind of turquoise and I want to try it out. So to give this a fair chance, we're gonna also be doing it, geez, their labels don't like to stay on. Somebody teach them about sticker making, please. I can't even get my stickers off my planner paper, but I can't keep stickers on plastic. Alright, so this pen, when you take it apart, this one's a little bit different. It's not the ones I typically like, but all it is kind of like a vacuum plunger. So you just put the tip of your pen into your, you know, whatever you're filling it up with, and you just press it. Okay, and it just sucks it up in there. Alright, y'all, and don't judge me. This is how many fountain pens I use. I have a cloth, and I dedicate this to refilling my fountain pens. If you don't wipe it off really good, that's when things get messy. That's when you end up like me, when you're lazy. Don't be lazy like me. Wipe off your pens after you fill them up. Okay, and then so now that the ink is full of, or the pen is full of ink, we're just going to put the back back on. We're going to put the lid on this because I am super lazy and I will forget to do it, and then I'm super clumsy and I will make a mess. So let's pull this card back in here and we will just see if it writes a little different. Oh wow, okay, so this is extra fine, you guys. Can you see how small that's writing? This is what I'm used to as extra fine. And this is what this pen is doing. Wow. I mean, some people might like that. If you write really, really small, this would be a really good pen for you. The ink is pretty. I don't think it looks like it does on the card. It definitely looks more turquoise. But it's pretty. I mean, it writes nice. Let's see if I can get a little bit of it out here. Super fine. Yeah, it might just be this pen, but it definitely looks a lot more green than blue. I don't know. So I'll go ahead and put some up close of that as well as if I can get it. So this is everything that comes in the $25 box. Now there is more expensive boxes, but if you are new to fountain pens, don't worry about it. Seriously, if you just want to try it to see if it's something that you're going to like, you guys, I can never keep things sitting upright. If you just want to see if it's something that you're going to like, try it. I mean, it's $25. It's worth a shot to see if it's something that you actually would use. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still use my gel pens. I love my gel pens. But I love fountain pens, and I love them more when I'm, you know, journaling and things like that. Alright, you guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for stopping by and taking a look at my ever-growing fountain pen collection. If you have any questions or anything that you can tell me about fountain pens, go ahead and put it down below. I know some of you have got to use them, right? Alright, guys, that's it. Thanks so much for coming by. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys on Friday for the Plan With Me.